Bobby Manoy.
Weekdays 12 to 3 p.m.
Well, we'll move to this now. A big congratulations to Bestmed, SA's largest self-administered medical scheme. Bestmed recently won the Titanium Award for excellence in creating access to quality healthcare for a third consecutive time. We have Danelle Marias, marketing manager for Bestmed, on the line with us to tell us more about the award. Danelle, it's good to have you with us. What was the criteria for this year's Titanium Award presented by the Board of Healthcare Funders?
Good afternoon, Pavi. Thank you very much for having me on your show, and hello to your listeners. Yes, that's right. Bestmed is proud to be recognized for such a prestigious award. It's a particularly heartwarming one for us to achieve, as this specific Titanium Award recognizes CSI, which is corporate social investment initiatives, and sponsorships that enable access to certain healthcare services in communities that really need the support. So the award submission described the practical achievements and evidence of each project's success. And yes, of course, we are happy that the projects are positively impacting our communities. But in addition, I believe that as a company, we are mostly grateful that there are such platforms that applaud and encourage more of our peers to get involved in similar ways.
Tell us more about the projects that made an impact.
Sure. So I'll mention the ones that were central to us being recognized for this award. We've partnered with Umjani Clinic to sponsor a health pod. This health pod is essentially a clinic on wheels and makes available basic services such as cholesterol checks, BP checks, a sugar, and even antenatal checks. Bestmed also donated a 22-seater bus to the Faculty of Health Sciences at the Nelson Mandela University. The bus transports medical students to nearby clinics and hospitals where these doctors do their practical training, simultaneously offering healthcare services to the local community. And we've taken hands with a great program, Operation Hunger, for example, to ensure that communities have access to healthy food via growing vegetable gardens, providing equipment, training, and seeds for these veggie gardens. Community members are also then encouraged to sell their produce as a means of income. Another project that's close to our hearts is the provision of sanitary pad kits. These kits help ensure that young women don't have further hurdles and are able to comfortably and confidently attend school and sporting events. And finally, we partnered with Supersport and SA Hockey to sponsor hockey equipment and coaching on multi-purpose fields in outlying areas.
So we know corporate social investment is a vital part of our society, but how does Bestmed choose its CSI initiatives?
Thanks, Bobby. It's an important question because we know that it's challenging to turn the needle where it strikes positive change immediately, as there are so many causes and such a deep need in a landscape such as ours in South Africa. And every direction we look, there's a cause to contribute to, right? So it was important to us as a brand that we choose our focus. Choosing our involvement in causes is firstly based on ensuring that we can make a difference from day one and for the entire lifespan of the project. The causes also need to have a deep alignment with our brand as a medical aid from a health, fitness, and well-being perspective. We're also focused on being close to our youth, so with the provision of items like stationery, sports equipment, sanitary pads, for example. Finally, we partner with organizations that are aligned with our values and passion, for effecting a difference in very specific ways.
How could other healthcare providers and brands like Bestmed create a positive change in our communities?
Thanks. We'd like to encourage people who see an opportunity to make a difference, to at least start today. We can't wait for the perfect timing, as the only perfect timing is now. And because there's so much need in our communities, no donation or gesture is too small. No contribution is superfluous. So narrowing one's focus, our focus, also meant choosing causes and partners who share that vision to work together and combine efforts for the different parts of the value chain of that need and compound the value that we create. And it's for this reason that we partnered with organizations such as SA Hockey, Operation Hunger, and Unjani Clinic.
You know, Bestmed has been in the news a lot lately relating to other awards such as SACSI and Ask Africa. Can you summarize what you believe is the secret, not only to meeting expectations, but Danelle, exceeding them to the point of being award-winning?
Thank you, Pavi. We're all very, very excited about that. And both the SACSI and Ask Africa awards were for perception of value and quality, customer satisfaction, and customer expectations. And while at Bestmed, what we try to keep sacrosanct, or what I believe the tipping point for these awards is our personally yours promise to every stakeholder. And what this means is that, firstly, we take this promise into account in everything we do, from service delivery to the value for money, benefit-rich options we offer. And these are important differentiators for us as a scheme. But one may ask, what does being personally yours mean? And at Bestmed, we summarize that when we speak about the gift of time. And during the past 3 years especially, we were reminded that time is the most precious resource. An example is that we save our members time, a time that's not wasted on admin, such as following up on claims, or on being sent from pillar to post to resolve a query. We also allow members to be able to seamlessly interact with us on the Bestmed app. So the time saved by the efficient dealing of these queries equals more time spent with a loved one who may be sick. When we deal with members, it's usually when they are at their most vulnerable, and treating them in a personally yours manner in that moment is what matters the most.
How does Bestmed plan to maintain or sustain the recognition the scheme has received?
In a couple of ways. Firstly, investment in our culture and being personally yours. Being a warm and authentic brand inside out is tantamount. A personal experience is that I've been a Bestmed member for over 2 decades now. And I can say that the friendly brand I experienced on the outside as a member is the same I experience on the inside as the marketing manager, as an employee of Bestmed. And secondly, just to recognize partners who share that vision and are just as committed to walking the path with you, and recognizing as well that it's not about the individual but the collective.
Well, congratulations once more to Bestmed Medical Scheme, and we hope to welcome you back again with some more wins. Thank you, Danelle.
Thank you very much, Pavi. What a pleasure to be on your show.
That's Danelle Marias, Marketing and Communications Manager at Bestmed.